Squire Weakstrike now asks, so, what is our next move, Sir Biggrip? What are we going to do now? Oh, is it going to be like the last time there was a mystery and you took the elixir of knowledge until you had visions that allowed us to solve the mystery?
I am already concerned.
That's not Look Smash laughing, that's me laughing. Or he's going to think very, very hard for like a good 2 minutes and then say, no, not this time. This time we're going to go ask people around the boat if they saw it happen.
Oh, and I have idea. After we do that, you know what we should do? I should maybe browse through some occult books. Or maybe I could talk to Stinkfoot. He might know some things. If I could get him to the library. And she's just kind of like muttering to herself now. She wants to find out more about the spells. She's considering talking to Stinkfoot.
Okay. In order to use your bonds, you need to roll multiple d10s. You roll 1d10 for your bond, an extra d10 if they have to do the research without leaving the neighborhood they usually work or live in, and an extra d10 if it's within their proficiency, which means that right now you roll 3d10. 7 means that you have success at a cost. Your bond takes stress. Roll 1d6. 6. Right now you roll the amount of stress that your bond takes, and every time that you roll for stress from anything, I roll to see if I roll under your total stress, or in the case of the bonds, your bond stress. And since I rolled a 5, I did roll under, which means you get fallout. And since your roll is at 6, you get moderate fallout. This, in turn, lowers your stress, and I'm keeping track of these. And moderate fallout is basically something bad happens to your relationship with the person you're talking to. So it's either in trouble, your bond finds themselves in trouble and it can't be used until the problem is resolved, or leak, your bond unwittingly gives out information that threatens the operation. Mark d6 stress in shadow. It's going to be leak, so roll 1d6 for shadow stress. So 3, okay. You have 1 point in the shadow resistance, right? Or is it 4?
It's 4.
Okay, it's 4. So you're really good at staying hidden, so it doesn't cause any problems. You go up Spire, and you go to the frozen caves of Amanrath, which is the level of the spire where everything is completely frozen to imitate the Aelfir's homeland. And you find your way through the Street of Masks, where the Aelfir buy you elaborate and rich masks in order to cover their faces, as is polite in Aelfir society. And you go all the way to Gideon's mansion, and you're able to sneak in using the mask that you used to wear in his service. And you find your way to Stinkfoot, the librarian in the service of Gideon. And you find him leaning over a series of occult books, and you have flashbacks to when you used to be the one reading those books and the scars that it left on your mind. But he's the one taking care of this then. And as you approach, he raises his head and, recognizing your mask, says, Noctis, what are you doing here? And what's this blood on your robes you've got?
Well, I don't think the blood is mine. I mean, I look, but it's not. Anyways, I am sort of wrongfully convicted, so I'm in a little bit of trouble, and if you could help me out by maybe providing some information on these particular rituals that are connected to this murder that I'm trying to solve. Anyways, total mess, but if you could help me out, that would be very appreciated. I mean, look at you now. You're so good at your job. You're standing there overbooked. I look at you. I was like, wow, he's better than me.
Okay, but don't be as loud. If Gideon hears you taking me away from work for him while I'm on shift, I'll be in trouble. Okay, what is the occult strangeness you wish me to research? I'll take care of it quickly, and then I can get back to my work for him.
Oh yes, of course. And it has stuff to do with demons, and like she kind of gives him a paper. I would assume she would have written out the names and stuff.
Okay, he starts looking for it, and he says, "Oh yes, very, very interesting. Yes.
I know.
Oh, this is dark things. If some of the secret orders that study demonology learn about this, they are going to want to find out who did this. Listen, this is very grave, and demon in the Spire could kill a lot of our brothers and sisters."
I know, big trouble. That's why I'm trying to solve this. There's the garden vault. He's helping too, you know. Anyways, is there anything you can tell me? Anything I should look out for? You know.
No, I don't have enough time to take care of this. Listen, Adrian killed the last librarian that was not reading fast enough, and then he points to another Drow that is reading a text nearby, and you can smell the smell of decay coming from this masked Drow. And Stinkfoot tells you, and then Gideon went to the Guild of Morticians, brought him back, and has him keeping on working after death. I don't want to suffer the same fate.
Who does? I mean, if that happens to you, you kind of will be a little bit stinkier. But not that I've noticed all that much. I mean, you smell lovely, you look lovely. It's very good at your job. Oh, I'm not good at complimenting people. I'm sorry. What were we talking about? Oh yes, you not dying. Yes, that would be unfortunate.
Yes, me dying would be unfortunate, and I'm sorry that your merchant had to die too. But there's not much I can advise you. I mean, you could take your merchant to the Guild of Morticians to interrogate him there.
That is a very good idea. I might do that.
But if you can't afford their price, there's always the cult of worms at the bottom of the bottomless pits. They can also extract knowledge from the minds of a dead person, but with them it's less a trouble of being able to pay them, it's more of a trouble of being able to trust them. So, choose wisely.
Just question, do I need to take the whole body, or could I maybe just lop off the head and carry that with me? Is that okay? Is that kosher?
Yes, I think the head will suffice if you go to see the worms, but you might need the lungs if you go and see the morticians. To get the mouth to work too.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. In that case, I probably should let you get back to work. Oh, one last question. How's everyone doing? How's Worthless Idiot? How's Cat Breath? I mean, how's Gideon? Are they all getting along well?
Well, he's still experimenting on us and doing horrible things to us, so nothing new.
That is his hobby.
He cut Worthless Idiot's ear last week for making him a cocktail that didn't have the exact proportions.
Oh, how bad were the proportions?
I don't know. I didn't get to taste it, but I don't think it was that bad. Just the usual.
That is such a shame. Also, out of character, I hope I'm getting across the fact that Knocknees is a little off in terms of what she finds important. Must have been all the occult books that she was reading in the past.
Yeah, I'm getting that. Stinkfoot says, all right, now let me get back to work. And as you walk away, you see the other librarian turns his head to observe you, and beneath the mask that he's wearing, you can see multifaceted reflections of multiple eyes, which is unusual for undead. What is Look Smash doing in the meantime?
He was wandering around the scene of the crime, asking people if they saw someone get murdered.
If you want to interrogate people, I'm going to have you roll 1d10, and if you have the skill Investigate and Crime, you roll an extra dice for each of those skills that you have.
I got an 8.
Okay, perfect. 8 is success without stress, so you don't take any stress for this, and you are able to ask around. People have seen a group of 3 people last seen walking out of Tina's barge. There were an odd group because there was a gutterkin. They're not described very well by the book, but they tend to be half humanoid, half animal, weird creatures. There was a human and an Aelfian, and they were the last ones that you know about that walked out of this barge. It's very rare to see an Aelfian with a gutterkin servant. That is unheard of. That they would be seen together in public.
So that's weird. Do I know which way they went?
You do. They are headed towards the subterranean levels of the Spire. They are heading downwards towards the heart. The heart is the spatial anomaly that bleeds evil and weirdness into the Spire.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah, it is. Like, there's a bunch of weird things happening around it. You can see it as a sort of like chaos anomaly.
I will head back to the spherical order and drink some elixirs of knowledge until Knocknears gets back.
Okay. Knocknears, you get back, and not surprisingly, you find your friend once again drinking.
She sighs a little bit, and she's walking over and she says, "Did you find anything of, important? Help our case? Anything I should be aware of?"
No, the elixir has not given me any visions of how to solve this case. And at that point, I figure Lightskin's probably going to poke me and mention the heart.
Lightskin says this, "Oh yes, we found out that the last people who left the shop are heading towards the underground of the Spire, where terrible things loom and great threats for an adventurer like Mr. Big Grip. But that information is nothing compared to what we can get from the Elixir of Knowledge. By the way, sir, when will I be old enough to try the Elixir myself?"
In a couple more years.
Oh, but you seem to be getting so much intelligence from it. I can't wait.
I'm going to say that Look Smash has been saying a couple more years for, the past 10 or 15 years. however long he's been my squire, it's basically been a couple more years.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if he would have stayed idealistic if he had been, a squire for you for that long.
Maybe not 15.
Well, I hope that the elixir helps us out soon. Anyways, I think we should bring the body to one of two places that my contact mentioned, that we can maybe try and talk to the dead, so to speak. Either the morticians or to some kind of wormy thing. So as not to carry a whole body, we might just need to cut off her head, take the lungs with us. I hope that's okay. Do you have a bag for body parts?
Would Look Smash know anything about the worms, since they're not all that far away?
Yeah, the worms are a mutated species of worms that have been feeding on the bodies dropped into the bottomless pit for decades. And when they eat someone's brain, they're able to suck knowledge out of the brain. And then the cult of worms is one of the weirdest cults in the Spire, where they take the worms into their own brains to exchange knowledge with the worms. And that's why they aren't seen as very trustworthy. But if you don't trust them, there's always the solution of taking the worm into your own brain.
Isn't that lovely?
Sounds terrible. Look Smash is just going to say, Cult of the Worms sound good. I mean, they're cheap, they're laced.
But the morticians, they might be a little more respectable people. How much do you think it will cost us?
What's the money called again?
It's called Sten, and in this game you don't have an exact value. It's just that you roll against silver whenever you make a roll that makes you take stress because you didn't roll high enough, and you can take stress on your silver, basically.
Easily 20 billion sten.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Look Smash doesn't have a clue how expensive it is. He's just drunk and throwing out numbers.
And she kind of sighs and she looks away and she's trying to think if it's going to be something that they could afford. So she's trying to guesstimate.
Knocknees, you know that with the bit of silver that you have, you could buy this.
Well, okay, let's go to the morticians. I think we might be able to cover it, or in this case, I might be able to cover it. But what's the price of your own life? Apparently the money I have now. Anyways, we should go get Buddy now, okay?
Okay.
Are you done here? Do you need to grab anything else?
He's gonna grab a flask of alcohol to go.
Perfect. I see that you're all set. Very good. Might as well go to the morticians. Maybe stop by a cemetery so I can look at plots where I might be buried if this all goes not so good. Okay? Yes, we'll go now.
It's gonna go good. You're owing me 10 alcohol.
No.
After I finish this.
See, I remember things. I said 5.
Pretty sure it was 10.
No. I said 5. I remember what I say sometimes, most of the time. This time I said 5.
9 for you, 1 for me. No. 9 for me, 1 for you. Yeah, that's what it was.
5 for you, and I will sit in corner and I will give you big thumbs up, like you are doing so great. Yes?
All right.
Okay.
Well, I'll think about it.
Maybe 6 if this goes well. 7 if it goes
okay.
super well. You see?
Oh, all right, even better.
Yes.
And then you do push-ups.
No. This was only alcohol for no push-ups. If push-ups, then why drink alcohol? I puke everything everywhere. Then we need to clean up and we get in more trouble.
All right, well, we'll fight demon first, so
Yes.
let's go.
Yes, brilliant. Yes, see, your elixir already working. I can see you getting smarter before my eyes.
I can feel myself getting smarter before my eyes.
See, that is exactly what we want. And not to die. Okay? All right.
You head to the Mortician's Enclave in New Heaven. It is one of the highest peaks of the Spire, and it is a place where all of the new and legal religions of the Spire are accepted and have temples. And at the center of it is the giant skull of a long-dead creature that serves as the headquarters of the Mortician's Enclave. Which of you is going to be negotiating with the Morticians?
Loot Smash is welcome to it, but Nock will probably cut in.
You are a more social character.
A little bit.
Okay. Roll, and if you have any skills or domains that could help you, tell me and add 1d10.
I mean, I have high society, occult, and order.
Occult does work, so you roll 2d10.
Okay. Also, are these Elfir or are they Drow?
Oh, these are Drows. If they're working, they're Drows. If they are creating art, they are Aelfir.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Did you roll the 10?
Yeah, that's a 10 and an 8.
Okay. So you get a critical success, which means you don't take any stress to your silver. It doesn't cost you anything you cannot afford. You meet with Ash, the Mortician, who welcomes you by asking, "What is your business here today?"
We are trying to solve a murder. And see, we have Buddy here for you guys to maybe poke around, see if Cortina here can tell us anything. Because otherwise, we're all in trouble. It's so bad there is probably going to be big fallout. And see, I don't like big fallout. So, you can help me, yes?
Yes, I would think so, but it is going to be extremely expensive. Let me see. Oh, the body is in such a state. Couldn't you have brought it here sooner? It's fine, we'll take care of it. You just need to interrogate it for a short amount of time, yes?
Essentially. Oh, thank you so much. You are so brilliant. I walk in, I look at you, I'm like, this is person who can help us.
Yes. I will perform a rite to have the spirit re-enter the body for a short amount of time. Stay here. Ash walks out. You hear chanting. You see purple lights coming from under the door through which Ash has gone. And then you hear a terrible scream that shakes your soul coming from the vocal cords of Tina. And the scream has barely died down that Ash comes back and says she is ready to be interrogated.
Okay, how much time do I have? Like, can I just talk at her indefinitely, or is there going to be a point where she just goes bleh and doesn't talk back?
You have between 1 and 10 minutes, depending on the vitality of the corpse.
Okay, alright, perfect, thank you. You are, again, great help. And she tries to, like, shake his hand.
He hesitates a second before lending you his hand, and then pulls it away as soon as he deems you've shaken enough.
Probably good, because she has a very grippy handshake.
You are led into a room with a pentagram in the center, and hung up by chains is Tina, and her head has been maintained up by a metal circle around her forehead linked to one of the chains. And her eyes seem unable to focus on anything in the room. But when you enter, she says, Knockniece, is that you? I heard your voice in the other room. Knockniece!
Yes, Tina, it's me. You look great. I had a couple questions, like who killed you?
I'm dead?
A little bit. It's okay. It happens to us all at some point. But anyways, to avenge your untimely demise, do you remember anything? Any faces? Any names? Maybe any directions? That would be great.
I don't care about being avenged. Can you make sure my sister gets the money? I was trying to.
I will make sure your sister gets all the money, all the things, but first, can you tell me who killed you?
I don't remember. You'll find my sister in the North Docks. She lives on Eiler Street, and she needs to inherit all of the money that I saved because she needs to be able to go to a hospital so they can treat her.
Yes, that's good. What is her name? Just give me her name, and then we'll get off sister topic. Okay? What is her name?
Her name is Ilsha.
Perfect. I will find her. Now, no. Just stop for a moment. Just think back. Meditate. Think about what happened to you before you wake up here. Anything you remember? Anyone coming up? Maybe cutting your arm off? Any demons?
Yes. I think there were 3 people. They came into my shop. There was a human, an elfir, and a gutterkin. The elfir refused to come close because it said that I smelled of evil. But the human and the gutterkin came in. And the Gutterkin wanted to haggle about magical ingredients, and he started getting angry. And the human called him by telling him that they would go to drink after they were done with their business in the city of fighting evil. But that didn't calm him enough, and he attacked me. Because I refused to lower my prices, and he kept asking me to lower my prices some more. And when he attacked me, the elf here used an enchantment on the Gutterkin's axe, and the Gutterkin tore my arm off. I've never seen people being so violent towards merchants, but they just said that I wasn't being fair to them with the prices.
Okay, thank you. That's very useful. And did you hear any names? Did you see their faces? Anything like that? Because that would help out too.
The human called himself Axacor the Great, and the Gutterkin was called Talonswift.
Okay.
I didn't hear the name of the elf.
What was the elfir's mask like? Did you see it?
Yes. Tina describes a mask that was rather simple, made of steel, and that seemed to imitate the face beneath it.
Okay.
Which is rare for elfirs. And Tina also says that the elf wore a complete set of armor with 2 guns.
And what about the human in the gutter skin? What did they look like? Maybe like a big
do-
nose, red hair, any kind of characteristic like that. Easy to point out. Yes? No?
The human had gray hair that was braided and yellow and golden robes, and the Gutterkin Talon Swift were red clothing, and he looked like a half crow.
Okay, we are making great progress. What was the name of the place that the human and the Gutterkin were wanting to go drink in?
They were talking about a table.
A table. Okay. Did they mention what they needed ingredients for, apart from like maybe demon rituals?
The Gutterkin, he said he wanted to make healing potions. I've never heard of healing potions, and so like I didn't understand what ingredients he wanted. And when I understood what he meant, he wanted them for a much lower price than I could offer, so he just attacked.
Okay. I think that is all I wanted to ask. Unless there's anything you can think of at the top of your head. If there isn't, then I will take your brain also to the worms, maybe see what they say too, just in case.
What? No, don't do that!
Are you sure? Why don't you want that?
Because, and then, before she can say anything, her jaw just becomes slack and her eyes roll over in her head.
Well, I mean, she didn't give me a reason, so I might as well do it.
What do you do after that?
She's trying to get the brain.
Okay.
Also, her accent keeps getting
mortician
thicker.
comes back and tells you, no, the body is now going to go to the gardens. We sell the bodies that don't stay resurrected. They're our property.
Well, I wasn't aware of that. That is a bad business model. I just want the brain. That is okay, yes? Yes, I take the brain now.
You're going to have to roll for it, and it's going to be at a difficulty. So whatever tier you reach in success, it lowers it by 1 because it's a difficulty 1. You can use compel and occult, which means that you roll 3 dice and keep the best one. Okay, 10. So it lowers it by 1 to 8, which means it's not a critical success, but it's still a success where you don't take any stress. So you negotiate and you manage to, by paying just a little bit more, to just have the brain, and you're able to leave.
And she's saying, thank you. You are, again, very good at what you do. We have drink together at some point. Okay, bye.
Look, Smash is going to take out his flask, take a gulp from it, and offer it to the mortician.
No, thank you. Not while I'm on duty.
Look, Smash looks incredibly offended at that.
In the meantime, Wickstrike rushes out of the Mortician's temple and goes to the designated area to throw up after having seen something tremendously traumatic.
Look, Smash is going to walk up and give him a big pat on the back and say, a couple more years you can have alcohol to help deal with that.
Okay. Thanks. I am impressed by how you're able to stomach this, sir.
I'm telling you, alcohol is a problem to everything.
I can't wait to be old enough.
Hi everyone, and thank you for watching this video. If you want to keep up with all of the adventures on this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so you can get a notification each time we upload the next episode of this story. And it would be very nice of you to like and share the video to help this channel grow. Have a nice day everyone.